Welcome everyone to a random gaming discussion. Um, we're a few weeks away from E3, and I just wanted to get my thoughts out there and see what everyone else is thinking of. Also, I want to do a reminder that I am giving away an NES Classic. These things are rare, and you can't find them in stores again. So there'll be a link on the description. Follow the instructions in that video. You could win. But anyway, let's talk about E3 because there's actually a lot of conferences this year, but I just want to talk about the three main consoles: Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo. And I feel like all three are in very, very different positions. First, I think Xbox, and I know the Xbox fans are gonna be mad at when I say this, but you have to understand something. I am lost when it comes to Xbox. Um, we've heard things about the Scorpio being, an upgrade to the Xbox, and all games that are made for Scorpio will be playable on Xbox One, no matter which Xbox One you have. Which means that it's not a new console; it is a slight upgrade. Think of it like a DSi. Now, I've heard reports that it is by far way more powerful, and it is going to do the most craziest graphics and a whole bunch of other stuff. But here's the problem, and there was a great video by uh, Review Tech USA where he said that Microsoft needs to find a way to be able to broadcast the visuals onto it. Because all these streams you're watching on YouTube, they're mostly in 1080p. And something even that it's a degraded 1080p. Yes, there are some 4K streams as well, but you know it's hard to see the difference when you're watching it on a live stream. So Xbox has to sell us something that we can't visually see, and that's hard. That is really hard to do. Um, so that's Microsoft's challenge. I do think Microsoft is in a position where you know they're not in a good position. I think they're in the worst spot that you could be in going into E3. Can they surprise us? Anyone could surprise us. Anyone could have a bad show. Anyone could have a good show. We've seen it in years prior. We saw Nintendo have a really, really bad show a few years ago, and basically ended their live conferences because their show was just horrific. Now, like I said, Microsoft is in a bad position. I feel that you know, they don't have what it takes to show us what really makes it such a must upgrade. I mean, first of all, I don't even own an Xbox, so on top of that, all your exclusives are coming to PC, so it kind of makes it hard to give me a reason to buy an Xbox. I got Gears of War 4 on the PC. Um, there are other games on Xbox. I know there are, but in any multi-platform game, I buy on the PS4. Now, Sony is in a position that they've always been. They're the leader. They're the number one console, just what they are right now. And their E3 show will be more of the same. I don't expect them to blow me away with anything. I don't expect any surprises. I do think that they're gonna, based on the fact that they go second after Microsoft, they're gonna watch that Microsoft conference and then basically make their presentation based on whatever Microsoft shows. So Sony might not even have a presentation ready until the last minute. And then at that point, no, they'll talk about how the PlayStation Pro is cheaper. It's been out already. You can get it now. It has VR. Blah blah blah. Same old, same old. Now they've been talking about, hey, maybe there's gonna be a PlayStation Portable 3. I think Sony needs to not focus on the handheld because here's the thing, and then there's a big difference between Nintendo handhelds and Sony handhelds. Nintendo handhelds, their first party games are done by first party teams. Most of the time, The Legend of Zelda on 3DS was done by the Zelda team. It is a Zelda game. Mario is done by the Mario team. Yes, there are some ports. Yes, there are games like Yoshi, which are done by outside developers. But again, some of those games, are actually not bad. They're actually pretty good. Um, and so Sony, I don't want them to focus on the handheld again. Don't get me wrong, I love my Vita when I had it. I don't have it no more. Not because I sold it or got rid of it. It's just it's not here no more. But anywho, yeah. Sony, I think right now will base their show on whatever Microsoft does. Microsoft has the best show. Forget about Sony. It's gonna just laugh and make fun of them. I do think Nintendo though is in an interesting spot. Their Switch is selling. It is a successful system for Nintendo. It's definitely going. It has strong software support right now. And what can I say? Nintendo's gonna have. It's gonna show us. And I love the way they quoted their press release. Games coming out in 2017. So they're not focusing on 2018, which you know they will show a few titles for 2018. But the games that you will see at E3 are all coming out this year. And the main focus will be Mario Odyssey, of course. But, there's the rumored Metro game. We got the DLC for Zelda. ARMS got its own direct, and that looked fantastic. Splatoon 2 comes out, no, not too far along, and that's going to be showcased again. And the big rumor is Pokemon Stars. I mean, everyone's been talking about it. It will be a letdown if Nintendo doesn't show something Pokemon related on Switch, but something's coming and it's going to be huge. And when Pokemon does come to the Switch, I feel bad for anyone who thinks that Nintendo is dead because they're going to show you how powerful that franchise is, how it drives the consumers. But again, I expect a good show from all of them. I do think, and like I said, they have to all come out strong. I do think Microsoft is in the worst position because they have a lot riding on this show. They need this show to be a success and fly with no problems. On top of that, they also need to make sure that whatever they show, Sony can't counter. Because if we all know, a few years ago when Microsoft revealed their Xbox One's plan for always online and no reselling games and all that other stuff, what did Sony do? Sony came out and just said, hey, we're not going to have those limitations. Maybe those limitations were there, but you know what? Sony saw that reaction and said, oh, we're not doing that. No. And that's one of the things I do feel that based on when the schedule happens, that you should always change your show because you have the advantage to see what consumers don't want to hear from the other companies. I felt Nintendo made a mistake that same year. Nintendo should have said something. Hey, our system also supports used games and blah, and no online, no subscription, all other stuff. But regardless, Nintendo also has to show us the online. I think that's also a big thing Nintendo has to do. Like I said, I think Nintendo's in the best seat because they have a successful product that launched this year, not being in a holiday, and they have a lot of software coming. They do. You have to understand. This has been something that they've been working on and wanted to make sure that software is not going to be an issue. ARMS comes out next month. Splatoon 2 right after. What comes out after? We don't know yet. It's going to be a fun E3 for all the systems. I do think that for sure. I'll probably do a third-party video for other games that we know about, but we don't know about, that maybe it might come out, and who knows what's going to happen. But, guys, let me know what you guys think. What are you hyped for E3? And remember, I am running a contest for this bad boy right here, the NES Classic, which was the best-selling system in April. Since it got discontinued, you can't buy it, and Nintendo's not giving you more. Maybe they will. Who knows? But no, they're not giving it. They don't want to. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm giving it away. All you gotta do is follow the link. And again, remember to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment. Let me know what you're excited for E3 this year.